Back here on the Cougar Sports Network for game number 2 of today's Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference doubleheader matchup. I'm Kayla McLeod. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Cougar Sports Network as Matthew Liccardi gets the start on the bump for the Cougars here today, and he delivers first pitch, first swung on, and that's going to be a single up the middle for Alex Ames.
First pitch thrown at
A similar lineup here for the Falcons. Ames leading it off and handing things over to Wagner.
batting second.
Some movements around the infield for the Cougars compared to last game. You got Matthew Liccardi on the bump. Behind home plate, Brandon Mahler going left to right in the infield. Jake Mahler, Jeffrey Beckert, Richie Sperando, and Reed Benner over at first. And in the outfield going left to right, you've got Quentin Guardia, Cam Buckley, and Xavier Zagerman. As first pitch to Wagner delivered for ball 1. Liccardi getting his first start today, and that one is delivered and sent all the way to the wall. Buckley backtracking, but it's going to take a bounce off the wall. It's going to be a stand-up double for Wagner, and that's going to move Ames over to third. So quickly, the Falcons are picking up right where they left off. If you watched the first game here today, it was a pretty tight matchup, back and forth, and became tied going into the top of the 9th, and then the Falcons just exploded offensively in the top of the 9th, tacking on 3 runs to take the lead and the win over the Cougars, and they're wasting no time getting right back behind their bats here as Graham Caston now at the plate. He lets the first pitch go by for strike number 1. As I was saying, Matthew Liccardi, he's making his first start on the season, but we've seen him a couple times so far. This is his 5th overall appearance, 11.2 total innings pitched, and 4 strikeouts. In those games that he's played, there's been 2 different instances where he has come in relief of a starting pitcher, either in the first or the second inning, and he's come in and gone extra innings and really come in as some might say, a relief starting pitcher. And as Caston fouls this one off.
It does help to have your little sheet though, because then you can see the numbers right away.
The 0-2 fouled off, out of play along left field. Caston keeping himself alive here. Liccardi getting some work done. This one in the dirt for ball 1. Caston in game 1, he was 1 for 4. Had an RBI and a walk. As this one's connected on and sent foul along first base line, a hard chopper just to the right of the bag. 5 pitches in this at-bat. We sit with a 1-2 count. This one connected on, sent into shallow center. That's going to get down just on the edge of the grass, easily allowing Ames to score. Wagner's going to hold at third, and that's going to put runners on the corner bags, and the Falcons with an early 1-0 lead. Connor Lash now at the plate for the Falcons. Lash 2 for 4 in game 1 today. He had a walk and 2 total runs. As the throw in plenty of time to catch Caston. A beautiful dime of a throw from Brandon Mahler behind the dish. And that's going to erase one and put the 0-1 count here for Lash. This one put into play. It's going to get down in left. Concordia able to glove it on the bounce, but that is going to allow Wagner time to score. So quickly, again, the Falcons tacking on 2 runs on 4 hits with only 1 out. And that... That's going to bring up a new hitter here for the Falcons, number 10, Jack Anselmo. He takes that one for strike number 1. Anselmo actually a top hitter on this Falcon squad, coming into today batting .386. He's making his 12th start. As that one gets away, Mahler able to keep it in front of him, but just enough space for Lash to be able to make his way to second. This one fouled off backwards out of play. A 1-2 count here for Anselmo. The 1-2 misses just outside, makes this a 2-2 count. Lacardi getting set here. He delivers. This one put into play past a diving Jake Mahler, making his way to the outfield. Concordia able to scoop it up, but Lash making his way to third. And that's once again going to put runners on the corners. And Luke Heinkel at the plate now. Jake Mahler taking a quick second to have a couple words with Lacardi. Settle him in his first career start. One out on the board. Lacardi here. He delivers. Ball 1 just low. Lacardi, so far in his CUC career, allowing 14 hits coming into today, already allowed 5 here. Trying to work his way out of this jam as he now sits with the 1-1 count. A beautiful day here in River Forest. It's just slowly been getting warmer and warmer as Lacardi checks over on Anselmo. Clouds have disappeared and almost 70 degrees now, sitting at 69 degrees. Slight breeze still blowing here. 11 miles an hour on the radar, but doesn't quite feel that windy. As Heinkel sits with the 2-1 count here. Lacardi getting set. He delivers. This one fouled off along left field out of play, but makes it a 2-2 count. This one swung off and fouled once again. The 2-2 from Licardi. In there for strike number 3. Matthew Licardi working his way out of that one and picking up his first strikeout of the day. A much needed out from the freshman. And that's going to hand things over to Matt Miller.
Matt Miller.
Licardi's 5th strikeout of the season. Miller 2 for 5 at the plate in game 1 here today. He was responsible for the first home run of the day, a solo shot for him. Runners on the corners. Licardi delivers this one. Swung on and missed for strike 1. The 0-1 misses just up and in for ball 1. Some good movement on that one just outside the zone. This one missing outside now for ball 2. 2-1 count here for the freshman. This one in there for strike number 2. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. 2 runners on base for the Falcons. This one fouled off. Great effort from Miller to keep himself alive here. Once again, fouling this one off. Miller reaching just to try to get a piece of that. Doesn't want to get called on that outside strike. The 2-2. Fouled off for a 3rd time, just out of sight, but Benner able to collect it over on the first base line, and that's going to get the Cougars out of this inning. But the Falcons do strike first, 2 runs on 5 hits, leaving 2 on base. As we head to the bottom of the first, Buckley Sperando and Jake Mahler due up when we come back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the first. Cam Buckley leading things off for CUC. He's going to take that one for ball one. But dishing on the mound for the Falcons, number 23, Easton Oliver. As Buckley fouls this one off, Oliver making his third start and third appearance on the season. The freshman right-handed pitcher out of West Bend, Wisconsin. A 1-1 count here for Buckley as he fouls this one off, keeping himself alive here. Buckley in game one of today's doubleheader, 1 for 4 at the plate. He was stranded on base twice. As the 1-2 from Oliver here. Misses outside for ball two. This one inside for ball three. Patience from Buckley here. Gets him right back into this count, a full count now. As this one is going to be rolled over to first, and the flip is in time for the out. And that's going to put Sperando now at the plate for the Cougars.
Batting second, the second baseman, number 8, Richie Sperando.
As Caston giving a thumbs up from over at first. One out on the board, Sperando here. Watches that one go by for strike number 1. Sperando in game 1, 0 for 4 at the plate. He's chasing his first hit of the day. As he drops that one well into space in right center. Sperando heard that and said, let me give you a hit. A stand-up double for Sperando. Gets things rolling here in the bottom of the first and hands things over to Jake Mahler.
Batting third, the third baseman, number 5, Jake Mahler.
A similar fielding lineup here for the Falcons. Easton Oliver on the mound. Behind home plate is still Connor Lash. And going left to right across the infield, Matt Miller, Colin Lesela, Brandon McCray, and Graham Caston. Going left to right in the outfield, Mick Wagner, Alex Ames, and the one change here in Jack Anselmo. Mahler sitting with the 1-0 count here. As that one misses low for ball 2. This one, catching that outside corner of the zone. Now a 2-1 count for Mahler. In game 1 today, the Cougars did a nice job of matching the Falcons. When the Falcons were scoreless in the top half of the inning, the Cougars were scoreless. When the Falcons scored in the top half, the Cougars did the exact same thing in the bottom half, and it made for an interesting back-and-forth game before seeing a couple of zeros thrown up in the midst of the game, and then both teams kind of running away a little bit towards the back half. CUC Excuse me, CU Dub taking the lead as that ball gets past and allows for Sperando to advance to third. Mahler's going to make his way to first, and that's going to hand things over to the other Mahler.
Batting fourth, the catcher, number 9, Brandon Mahler.
So runners now on the corner bags, 1 out on the board. First pitch to Brandon Mahler in there for strike 1. Brandon Mahler had an absolutely electric game 1, playing as the DH for CUC, and he went 2 for 3 at the plate, 2 runs, 3 total RBIs, and those three runs came from his 2 home runs in the game. Mahler leading this CUC team with a .408 batting average coming into today. 4 home runs coming into today, now up to 6, doubling the next nearest Cougar in terms of big hitters. As that one misses for ball 2. Brandon Mahler also the only Cougar to pick up a triple so far this season. 21 total RBIs coming into today, slugging .776 coming into today as well. So just overall, a strong start to his senior campaign. This one in there for strike number 2. 2-2 count here, runners on the corners. Oliver with the delivery. Fouled off. Late decision from Mahler. Caught it on the end of his bat, but trying to keep himself fighting here. Oliver checking on Jake Mahler over at first. The 2-2 swung on, and that's going to drop just foul, just past third base. Good effort from Mahler. A little ahead of that pitch. He was a little behind the last one, just looking for that sweet spot here. As Mahler connects with this one, he sends it deep inside the fence. It's on Division Street! Brandon Mahler with his 3rd home run of the day! Oh my goodness! Brandon Mahler absolutely getting it done, and the Cougars take the 3-2 lead here. An absolute rocket out onto Division Street.
Xavier Zingerman. Now that one, I was wondering if that was going to stay first.
Brandon Mahler just proving time after time that he is that guy that you want at the plate. A 2-0 count here for Zagerman. As he connects with this one, sends it high into shallow left. Coming up and underneath it for the out was Wagner. And that's going to hand things over to Reed Benner.
Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 2, Reed Benner.
Benner making his first plate appearance of the day, getting his first start of the season at third. We've seen him as a DH so far this year, but his first start in the field, and he's going to let that one go by for ball 1. Benner hitting .231 on the season in his limited 13 at-bats as he lets that one go by for ball 2. Two 2-0 count here. Oliver delivers this one in the dirt for ball 3. As this one clips the inside of the zone for strike 1. A good leave there from Benner as Oliver's trying to fight his way right back into this at-bat. Benner connects with this one. It's heading foul, tracking it, but out of play was Wagner. So Oliver getting himself right back into this count, a full count 3-2. The delivery here swung on and fouled off yet again. Out of play along left field line. Pitch clock winding down. Oliver delivers. Upstairs, ball 4. And that's going to put Concordia now at the plate for the first time today.
Batting 7th, the left fielder, number 50, Concordia.
Concordia also making his first at-bat of the day. As he swings through the first pitch, he sees for strike 1. The 0-1 here. Catches in there for strike number 2. Concordia still chasing his first hit of the season. This is his third appearance and third start. He started 2 games in the Cougars' opening weekend down in Memphis, Tennessee. We haven't seen him since, so still chasing that first career hit. And he sends this one high and shallow into left field. But up and underneath it for the outs is Wagner. So that is going to do it for the inning. But the Cougars, they're able to get it done and take the lead back as we head to the top of the second right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, CUC on top 3-2 after Brandon Mahler with an explosive 3-run homer. But Matthew Liccardi still getting it done on the mound for the Cougars. He dishes ball 1 to Colin Lesala. This one swung on and fouled off, makes this a 1-1 count. Liccardi delivers here. Clipping that outside corner for strike number 2. This one missing upstairs for ball 2, makes this a 2-2 count. The 2-2 from Liccardi, missing low and away for ball 3. This one connected on, sent into the space in the 6 hole. So that's going to be another base hit here for the Falcons. Brandon McCray now at the plate. No outs and 1 runner on.
Batting for the Falcons, number 11, Cameron Bueno.
As a new batter's coming in for the Falcons, number 11, Cameron Bueno. Batting .222 on the season. He connects with this one, sends it towards the Falcon dugout. Head coach for the Falcons, Mitch Rogers, not able to glove that barehanded. Lets it roll all the way down to the Falcon bullpen. Great effort there from the first-year head coach. Liccardi getting set here. No outs on the board. Runner on first. This one connected on, put into play. A chopper over right into the space between short and third. Unable to do anything with it. Allows 2 runners on and hands things over to the top of the order. As head coach Matt Smith coming out to have a quick discussion with the home plate umpire.
Center fielder, number 1, Alex Ames.
Top of the order here for the Falcons. No outs. Liccardi trying to work his way through this. Matthew Liccardi, the freshman from Peoria, Arizona, being treated here today with some warm weather. Coming from a warm climate such as Arizona, it can be a little bit jarring to come to the Chicagoland area and have to play some cold baseball, as we've seen in years past. Opening weekend has not looked nearly as nice here at the Thunderdome, so Liccardi bringing some of that warm weather vibes from the west here to the Chicagoland area, and he now sits ahead in the count 0-2 against Ames. The 0-2 up and away for ball 1. The 1-2. Finding some space in right. It's going to bounce in front of Zagerman. He's able to collect it. He's trying to get the throw in at home. The throw in plenty of time. A rocket of a throw from Zagerman. prevents the run from scoring. So Bueno's going to make his way to third, but Lesala absolutely thrown out at home. A great throw from Zagerman and a great tag, and holding on to that ball was Brandon Mahler.
Left fielder number 30, Mick Wagner.
So the first out on the board here in the top of the second, as Wagner's going to foul that one off. Wagner picked up a double in his first at-bat here today. McCarty checking over on Ames at first. McCarty once again checking on Ames. This one missing upstairs for ball one. One ball, one strike, one out. Runners on the corner bags. Licardi delivers this one. Swung on and missed. I think it clipped Mahler a little bit, but walking it off. Now sitting with the 1-2 count. The 1-2 from Licardi. Swung on and sent into right field. Zagerman able to get underneath it. The relay heading home once again. Going to be broken up by Benner. So the sac fly for Wagner is going to tie this ball game up. Ames still planted over on first.
First baseman number 35, Graham Caston.
Caston at the plate now with 2 away. He had a single in his first at-bat. He's going to foul this one off for a quick 0-1 count. Licardi delivers here. Upstairs for ball one. The 1-1 swung on, fouled off, makes this a 1-2 count. The 1-2. Missing just outside for ball two. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first. Licardi looking to get out of this inning. Delivers this pitch. Fouled off. Caston keeping himself alive here. Full count here. Caston remaining patient at the plate. The 3-2. In there for ball 4. So runners now on first and second. Connor Lash coming to the plate for the Falcons. Licardi's last appearance on the mound for the Cougars came in the win at Hardin-Simmons on March 13th. A night game
Connor Lash.
that the Cougars won 13-9. In that outing, he pitched 1 inning, throwing 29 total pitches in his 8 batters faced. Most innings Licardi has thrown so far this season is 4. He threw that down in Florida against St. Mary's, Minnesota. As Licardi gets Lash swinging through that one for the 1-1 count. This one fouled off. Now a 1-2 count in favor of Licardi. Swung on and missed for strike number 3. Licardi gets the Cougars out of the inning, but the Falcons able to tack 1 on and tie this ball game up. Owens, Becker, and Buckley due up when we come back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the second, and Dom Owens leading things off for the Cougars. He's going to let that one go by for ball 1. Owens stepping into this game as the DH. Spent game 1 behind the dish, as he sits now with the 2-0 count. In game 1 today, Owens went 1 for 3 at the plate. He had 1 walk and 1 strikeout, as that one clips the zone for strike 1. Owens fouling this one off along left field. Levels the count at 2-2. Falcons tying this ball game up in the top half of this inning. As Owens sends this one into space along left field. Just in fair territory, though. Wagner able to make the catch, and that's going to hand things over to Jeff Beckert.
Batting ninth, the shortstop.
So 1 out on the board, and Beckert at the plate for the first time here in game number 2. In game 1 today, Beckert 1 for 4 as he lets that one go by for strike 1. Beckert picking up the lone double for the Cougars in the first game of the day. As he connects on this one, sends it a slow roller over to Lesala, able to collect it and get the out. And that's going to put out number 2 on the board and hand things over to the top of the Cougar lineup.
Center fielder, number 23, Cam Buckley.
So back to the top of the order for the Cougars. As Buckley shows bump, but that's going to roll foul. Buckley grounding out in his first at-bat here of game number 2. I mentioned it in the first inning, but the Cougars in game number 1, they were able to match and mimic what the Falcons were doing in the top half of the inning, the entirety of the game until we got to that final and 9th inning. And we saw that already come true here in the first inning. The Falcons tacked on 2 runs in the top half, and CUC responding by tacking on 3 in the bottom half. But the Falcons picking up 1 run in the top of the second here, and the Cougars now sitting with 2 outs. This ball skyrocketed towards right. Back at the warning track and a little bit of a collision, but Anselmo and Ames able to grab it for the out, and both of them seemingly okay. So that's going to do it for the second inning. Cougars go out in order, and we head to the top of the third, all tied up here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, a new arm on the bump for CUC in number 7, Dave Deimling, and he gets to work quickly delivering strike number 1 to Anselmo. So we'll take a look at the final stat line for Licardi, but Anselmo swinging through that one, quickly sits with the 0-2 count. Nice one in the dirt for ball one. Licardi, 2 innings pitched, 8 hits allowed, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts for the freshman. 57 total pitches thrown. Hands things over to Daimling with this game all knotted up at 3 apiece. This one well away, levels the count at 2 apiece. The 2-2. In there for strike number 3. Anselmo goes down looking, and Dave Daimling getting to work quickly for the Cougars. Hands things over to Luke Heinkel with 1 away.
Designated hitter number 5, Luke Heinkel.
This one chopped foul along the first base line. Daimling, limited appearances so far this season. This is his 4th appearance. His previous 3 all came as starts. 5.1 total innings pitched. 3 total strikeouts. As this one in the dirt and inside for ball 1. Daimling, a senior onto this CUC squad, coming off of an injury last season. So when he made his first appearance this year, back on February 22nd against Franklin College, it was his first appearance in more than a year, and he's going to collect that one and jog it over to first for out number 2. Matt Miller now coming to the plate for the Falcons with 2 away.
Number 38, Matt Miller.
So as I was saying, Daimling's last game prior to this season was May 3rd, 2024. Didn't pitch at all for the Cougars last season, and then slowly getting his way back into the rotation here as he catches Miller swinging for strike number 1. Miller swinging through that one quickly with an 0-2 count. That ball with some movement dropping, and Daimling ready to end this inning early. This one in there for strike 3! Dave Daimling, fire me up! A big-time outing for Daimling. 3 up, 3 down, sends this right back to the Cougar bats. Sperando and both Maulers due up when we come back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Sperando leading things off, and he's going to take strike number 1 from Easton Oliver. Oliver nearing 50 pitches on the day as Sperando fouls this one off. Sperando picking up a double in his first at-bat here today. 1 for 1 in game 2 after struggling to get going in game number 1. All tied up at 3 apiece. The Cougars holding the Falcons scoreless in the top half of this inning. After Dave Deimling came in on the mound and dished some heat out to put the first 0 up on the scoreboard for the Falcons here in game 2. Oliver delivers here. Missing outside for ball 2. Sperando wanting to take a swing at that, letting it go by for ball 2. The 2-2. Connected on, and that's going to get right past Miller. Another base hit for Sperando. Hands things over to Jake Mahler. So Sperando, like I said, having a quiet game 1, really coming to life here in game 2. 2 at-bats, 2 hits, and Jake Mahler now looking to continue the rally. Mahler took a walk in his first at-bat of this game, as that one misses a low and away for ball 1. The 1-0 count here, swung on and I think fouled off. I think it caught Mahler on the bounce potentially. Limping away a little bit, but thugging it out and continuing this at-bat here. One and one count for Mahler. One runner on, no outs. Oliver checking on Sperando over at first, diving back safely. Officially hitting 70 degrees here in River Forest, 72 with a slight breeze blowing towards the northeast. As Sperando diving safely back to the bag. This one swung on, skyrocketed high into shallow center. A little bit of a trouble zone, but coming in and tracking it is Alex Ames for the out, and that's going to put Brandon Mahler now at the plate. Sperando still planted over on first. One out on the board, and Brandon Mahler here. Mahler having himself a home opener. 3 home runs so far on the day. Picked up a 3-run homer in his first at-bat here in game number 2. Leading this CUC squad in more ways than one. Oliver delivers the first pitch outside, catching that outside corner for strike number 1. Pitch clock winding down here. Oliver delivers this one in the dirt for ball 1. Oliver turning and checking on Sperando yet again, diving safely in at first. Coming into today, Sperando 2 for 3 on stolen bases. The 1-1 count, 1 out. This one up and in. They're going to ask the field umpire if Mahler swung, but he's going to sit with the 2-1 count. Mahler checking his swing in time. The 2-1. In the opposite batter's box makes this a 3-1. Great effort there from Lash to keep it in front of him and holding Sperando over at first. Pitch clock winding down yet again. The 3-1 count. Fouled off, fills this up at 3-2. Easton Oliver fighting his way back into this at-bat. The 3-2. Outside, ball 4. So runners now on first and second, and Xavier Zagerman coming to the plate. Zagerman flew out to left in his first at-bat here in game number 2.
Xavier Zagerman.
In game number 1, Zagerman absolutely electric. Went 1 for 3 at the plate, but picked up a home run, his first home run of the season. That really got things rolling for the Cougars early on. As they're going to give a warning here to Oliver. He now sits with the 1-0 count here for Zagerman. This one in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Oliver nearing 60 pitches here on the day. This one swung on, fouled off out of play over the Cougar dugout. Makes it a 1-2 count. Runners on first and second for the Cougars. Oliver delivers this one outside for ball 2. Zagerman thought about it, let it go by. Two balls, 2 strikes here. Pitch clock resets. Oliver delivers this one. Sent into play. It's going to be a chopper over to third. They're going to look to turn 2. They get 1. They do not get 2, but that's going to move Sperando over to third. Mahler out at second. And Reed Benner now at the plate for the Cougs.
First baseman number 2, Reed Benner.
2 outs on the board, runners on the corners. The go-ahead run 90 feet from the plate. Benner took a walk in his first at-bat. That ball's going to get well past. Taking a really fortunate bounce for the Falcons off that backstop. That's going to hold Sperando at third, but give plenty of time for Zagerman to get to second. So runners now on second and third. A 1-0 count here. Missing upstairs for ball 2. This one's going to chop foul. Make this a 2-1 count. A slow roller that took a fortunate bounce foul for the Cougars, but important to always run through. We saw that happen in favor of the Cougars. Their final game in Florida against the nationally ranked University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, there was a slow roller that bounced, and the Titans thought that it was foul, didn't run and chase it, and the Cougars, staying in the game until the call was made, took that for out number 3 to secure the win for the game. So Benner not taking any chances on that and making his way down no matter what, as he swings through that one for strike number 2. A 3-2 count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. He sends this one. It's a bouncer over to first, but Caston able to collect it and flip it over to Oliver for the out. So great defense from the Falcons to hold the Cougars where they're at. And with the one hit leadoff from Sperando, that's going to close this out as we head to the top of the 4th right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports and Network, Dave Dimling still dishing for the Cougars, and he is continuing right where he left off, delivering strike number 1 to Colin Lesala. This one swung on, sent foul over the Cougar dugout, and now the 0-2 count in favor of Dimling. This one in the dirt for ball 1. Mahler doing a nice job keeping that in front of him. This one missing outside makes it a 2-2 count now. Dimling delivers here. Swing and a miss, strike number 3. Dave Dimling is heating up and puts 1 out on the board. Cameron Bueno at the plate here for the Falcons. Dimling already with 3 strikeouts in only 4 batters seen so far today. And he's going to let that one sail and hit Bueno on the arm. He knew it as soon as that ball came out of his hand. You could hear him from the press box, but that's going to move the top of the order up for the Falcons. Alex Ames at the plate.
Center fielder number 1, Alex Ames.
This one missing for ball 1. Dimeling checking over on Bueno at first. This one right down the middle for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. Dimeling yet again checking on Bueno, who's safely in at first. The 1-1. Off the arm of Ames yet again. Back-to-back hit by pitches here. Is going to put 2 on base. And Mick Wagner now at the plate.
Left fielder number 30, Mick Wagner.
Runners on first and second, 1 away here in the top of the 4th. Dimeling delivers this one in there for strike number 1. This one swung on, fouled off, out of play, makes it an 0-2 count. Pitch clock winding down. Dimeling delivers this one. Put into play, a hard bouncer. They get one, looking to turn 2. They do! No! The field umpire initially signaled out and then signaled safe. To be completely honest, I don't quite think he was looking at first in time. Head coach Matt Smith coming out to ask the home plate umpire to help out with this call. Field umpire sticking with his second call of safe. So that's going to move Bueno over to third. And put 2 away with Graham Caston at the plate.
Number 35, Graham Caston.
Dimeling's first pitch here, inside for ball 1. Mahler collecting it to hold Bueno at third. The 1-0. Outside makes it 2-0. This one swung on and missed for strike number 1. Two on count here for Dimeling. 2 outs, runners on the corners. He delivers. This one put into play. It's going to find space through the right side. Zagerman's going to let that roll right past him. One's going to score. Rounding and heading home is Wagner. And that's going to put Caston all the way on third. So a base hit turned error. Adds some runs on for the Falcons, and they take the lead yet again.
Catcher number 45, Connor Lash.
First pitch here for Lash, fouled off. This one missing low in the dirt. A 1-1 count here with 2 outs. This one connected on, sent into left field with some trouble. It's going to drop right at the left field line. It's going to allow Caston to score and Lash safe over at first. 6-3, the Falcons lead here. 2 outs on the board, 1 runner on.
Number 10, Jack Anselmo.
Anselmo now at the plate for CU Dub. He sends a rocket towards left field, and that ball is long gone onto Division Street. The Falcons, when they get going, they get going. As 2 more runs coming in for the Falcons, put them ahead 8-3. Anselmo's 4th home run of the season, skyrocketing them ahead of the Cougars.
Makes all the runs earned. Designated hitter number 5, Luke Heinkel.
8-3, the Falcons lead. And Heinkel now at the plate for the Falcons. He takes that one outside for ball 1. Pitch number 2 well outside for ball 2. The 2-0, dropping in there for strike number 1. This one missing just inside for ball 3. Three-one count, 2 outs, nobody on. Dimling sends this one in for ball 4. Had some movement on it, just not enough to drop into the zone. So head coach for the Cougars, Matt Smith, going to come out and have a chat with his pitcher and his infield. Try to resettle some things. There is some movement in the bullpen. Doesn't look like we're heading that direction at the immediate moment, but the options are available. Dimling having a really effective start to his outing here today and struggling here in the back half of this inning. A quick meeting of the minds on the mound sends this right back to Matt Miller.
Third baseman number 38.
Miller 0 for 2 at the plate here in game number 2. He struck out in his last at-bat. Dimling 3 strikes away from getting out of this inning. This one missing upstairs for ball 1. This one just outside and low for ball 2. Two-0 count here for Miller. This one sent right back to Dimling. He's able to collect it and flip it over for the out. So that is going to close out of the inning. But the Falcons are able to tack on 5 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. We're going to head to the bottom of the 4th. The Cougars trailing 8-3 right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, bottom of the 4th, and some work to be done as Quinton Guardia swings at the first pitch. He sees, pops it up into shallow shortstop area, and that's going to bring up Dom Owens.
Designated hitter number 14, Dom Owens.
So quickly, 1 out on the board. Owens flew out to left in his first at-bat here in game number 2. He's going to let that first pitch go by for strike number 1. This one's going to find some space, making its way out to center field. A nice base hit from Dom Owens, much needed to get things rolling and hand things over to Jeffrey Beckert.
Shortstop number 4, Jeff Beckert.
Beckert 0 for 1 here in game number 2. He was responsible for a double in game number 1. As this one fouled off, makes it an 0-1 count. Oliver still dishing on the bump for the Falcons. As this one's fouled off yet again, a quick 0-2 count here against Beckert. Pitch clock winding down here. Oliver delivers. This one sent foul out of play along right field. Beckert keeping himself alive. The 0-2. Fouled off yet again. Beckert doing a nice job keeping himself alive here. 1 out, runner on first. The 0-2 in the dirt for ball 1. Beckert working his way back into this count. The 1-2 swung on, sent over to short. They do not get one. Lessela's throw off the bag. Owens thought about taking the extra, but instead that's going to hand things over to Cam Buckley with 1 out and 2 runners on the board.
Center fielder, number 23, Cam Buckley.
Buckley 0 for 2 at the plate today in game number 2. He's going to let that one go by for ball number 1. This one clips that inside corner of the zone for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Cougars took the early lead in the bottom of the 1st after a 3-run homer for Brandon Mahler got things going, but the Cougars have been quiet since. Meanwhile, the Falcons, they were able to tack on 5 runs in the top half of this inning, leaving CUC trailing here. Nice one in there for strike number 2. Buckley let that one go by, and he knew it as soon as it passed him. And that was a nice pitch to swing at. So now he sits with the 2-2 count. Oliver delivers here. This one swung on and rocketed high into shallow center field. Ames coming up and underneath it for the out. That's going to put 2 outs on the board, and Richie Sperando now at the plate. Sperando 2 for 2 here in game number 2. He had a double and a single so far.
Richie Sperando.
Sperando a little bit quiet in game number 1 today and really sparking up and coming to life here in game number 2. First pitch to Sperando, fouled off. Oh, 0-1 count here. This one fouled off yet again out of play. 0-2 count now for Sperando with 2 outs and 2 runners on. The 0-2 fouled off. Good effort from Sperando to keep himself alive here. The 0-2 connected on, sent right back to Oliver. He's going to glove it and jog it over for the out. So that's going to do it for the bottom of the 4th. CUC not able to combat the aggressive Falcon offense from the top half of the inning, and we head to the top of the 5th. CUC trails 8-3. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, a new arm on the bump for the Cougars. Coming in, number 10, Anthony Polano. Polano coming in relief of Daimling, making his second appearance on the season. As that's going to bounce off of Lessela's legs, so that's going to be a free base. Polano, one outing so far this season for the Cougars, one inning pitched, and absolutely shut things down in that inning pitched down in Texas against Hardin Simmons.
Number 11, Cameron Bueno.
As this one is in there for strike number 1. Polano, a fifth-year athlete on this baseball team. Another one of those Cougars that struggled through injury, as that's going to be a base hit for Bueno. And that's going to move Lesela over to a second and bring up the top of the order for the Falcons. Polano, like I said, making his first appearance on the season against Hardin Simmons down in Texas last week. But prior to that, his last game pitched was May 3rd, 2024 against Concordia, Wisconsin. So a long time coming for Anthony Polano to be pitching here on his home field. His last appearance at the Thunderdome actually coming on April 24th, 2024. So a long time homecoming for Polano to be on the mound here, as he now sits with the 1-1 count against Ames. Runners on first and second, no outs here. Polano delivers. Low and inside for ball 2. Mahler able to collect it and hold runners where they're at. The 2-1. In there for strike number 2. 2-2 count here. Polano working his way back in. And this one's going to bounce off of Ames and load the bases up with no outs. Just getting away from Polano a little bit. So that's going to bring Mick Wagner up to the plate for the Falcons. Polano taking a second, regathering himself here. Now with a force out at home, anything in the infield prevents the run from scoring.
30, Mick Wagner.
Wagner 1 for 2 on the day. Had a double in his first at-bat here in game number 2. Polano delivers this one. In there for strike number 1. This one upstairs for ball 1. Wagner thought about it. Checked his swing. Mahler really wanted to make the throw down to first, but no coverage held him back. 1-1 count here. In the dirt for ball 2, Mahler. A brick wall behind home plate, not letting that ball go anywhere but in front of him. And now he's going to take a quick second to go have a chat with his senior pitcher. Two 2-1 count, bases loaded. No outs on the board. A favorable spot for the Falcons to be in. They already sit with this 8-3 lead. They were able to tack on 5 runs in their last inning behind their bats. And in a really good spot here to do some more damage. But Anthony Polano trying to lock it in here and prevent these runs from scoring. Polano delivers this one up and away for ball number 3. Still some movement in the Cougar bullpen. Options remaining for this game. Polano trying to get out of this jam here. The 3-1. Both in there in the dirt and hitting Wagner for ball 4. And that's going to walk a run in and keep the bases loaded. No outs. Falcons now lead in 9-3, and Graham Caston at the plate. Caston 2 for 2 on the day. He picked up a single in his first at-bat. He was walked in his second and then picked up yet another single in his most recent. As this one misses up and in for ball 1. The 1-0. Swung on, fouled off, makes it a 1-1. The 1-1 here. The ball gets past Mahler. The attempts to get the out at home. Not in time. Mahler making the sliding attempt all the way back to the backstop. The throw pretty on pace. Just not in time. Wagner's going to hold at first. That's going to move Ames over to third, and Bueno scoring in the process. Caston sitting with the 2-1 count here. Missing upstairs for 3-1. The 3-1. Low and inside for ball 4. That's going to load the bases right back up. And head coach Matt Smith coming out to talk to Polano. With some movement in the bullpen, most likely going to see a pitching change. We are. It looks like we're going to have Dylan Ferraro coming in for the Cougars. We're going to take a quick break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, a new arm on the bump for CUC in Dylan Ferraro. And initially getting to work here, delivers strike number 1 to Lash. As this one with some movement but missing outside. Taking a look at that final stat line for Anthony Polano. 1 hit, 2 walks, 1 wild pitch. As this ball is going to be hit into the air, Zagerman able to collect it, but Ames able to easily tag up. It's going to hold Kasten and Wagner at first and second respectively, and at least get 1 out on the board. The Cougars needed to break through that initial out and start to get things moving here. So out 1 on the board, and Anselmo now at the plate.
Number 10, Jack Anselmo.
This one connected on. That's going to get down in left field, taking 1 bounce in front of Guardia. He's able to get the throw in time, but that's going to load the bases back up. 1 out on the board, and Heinkel now at the plate.
Designated hitter number 5, Luke Heinkel.
Heinkel 0 for 2 here in game number 2. Struck out looking in his first at-bat, but picked up a walk in his most recent. He sits with the 0-1 count. This one missing just low for ball 1. This one connected on. That's going to find some space into left field. That's going to allow Wagner to score. Kasten, he's rounding and heading home with ease. So a single for Heinkel, scores 2 more, and the Cougars officially trail by 10. The Falcons have come to life here in game number 2, and it initially started at the tail end of game number 1. It was a back-and-forth matchup between the Cougars and the Falcons in game 1 of today's doubleheader. Until that top of the 9th, the Falcons really just broke the lid open and kind of sparked things up. The Cougars unable to answer back, and then it's just been all Falcons here in game number 2. This one swung on and missed for strike number 2. Ferraro coming in here, making his 5th appearance on the season. 9 total innings pitched so far this season. This one connected on. That's going to get down in left field and through the legs of Guardia. That's going to make its way all the way to the fence. A bases clearing double there for Heinkel off of the error from Guardia.
Shortstop number
15-3, the Falcons lead here. 1 out on the board, the Cougars needing to get out of this inning. First pitch missing, away for ball 1. Ferraro delivering this one outside for ball 2. This one, slow roller over to third. It's going to get past a diving Mauler. Concordia able to collect it in left now. That's going to hold Miller at second and bring Bueno up to the plate. Runners on first and second. One away. First pitch to Bueno in there for strike one.
She was switching the camera with one hand and holding the notes up on the wall with the other. Yeah, it'd be like that. And I was cutting tape as it was typing. And then all of a sudden, everything just went black.
Ferraro stepping off, resetting the pitch clock here. This one fouled off. A quick 0-2 count here. Cougars needing to find a momentum booster. And an 0-2 count against Bueno is exactly that. The 0-2. Missing outside for ball one. This one outside levels the count at 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Falcons already tacking on 7 runs here in the top of the 5th. Ferraro trying to get this closed out, as that one is going to be fouled off. The 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike number 3. A much-needed strikeout from Ferraro. Puts out number 2 on the board and gives the Cougars a little bit of momentum. But the top of the order is due up here for the Falcons. First pitch to Ames in there for strike 1. Ames 2 for 2 here in game number 2. He was hit by a pitch in his last 2 at-bats. As he connects with this one, sends it foul along the right field side. Oh, 0-2 count here. Ferraro 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. Delivers that one upstairs for ball 1.
I tried to warn you, but it wasn't.
The 1-2. Connected on, that's going to get down in right field. Zagerman able to scoop it up and hold Lesala at second, but Miller is going to score. Two outs on the board, runners on first and second. Mick Wagner now at the plate. Falcons on top, 16-3. First pitch to Wagner delivered low for ball 1. This one missing low for ball 2. This one in there for strike one. Officially the highest scoring game this season for the Falcons. Their previous highest scoring game this season was their 10-8 win over Wheaton back on March 7th. So surpassing that here in game number 2. Sitting with the 16-3 advantage right now. But the 2-2 count here. Ferraro trying to get this one ended. This one popped up. Tracking it is Benner. Calling for it and securing the out in foul territory to finally get the Cougars out of this inning. And send the Cougars back behind their bats with some work to do. Jake Mahler, Brandon Mahler, and Zagerman due up when we come back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Jake Mahler leading things off for the Cougars and needing to find a spark here in the bottom of the 5th after the Falcons tacked on 8 runs in the top half, and Mahler sends a rocket all the way back over the fence. Talk about a way to do it! If you need a spark, that is one way to do it. Jake Mahler, a solo home run, his first homer of the season, breaks this inning open. Two Mahlers with home runs in this game. And CUC getting things going early.
Catcher number 9,
Brandon Mahler now at the plate for the Cougars. Looking to continue riding some of that momentum here. Oliver delivers the first pitch. That one fouled off. 0-1 count. Mahler fouls this one off towards the Falcon dugout.
You held the camera for 6 hours. That evens out your lift.
0-2 count here for Mahler. Oliver passing 90 pitches so far on the day. This one inside for ball 1. Mahler fouling this one high and into fair territory for Oliver to collect for out number 1. And that's going to put Zagerman at the plate now with one away. Zagerman 0 for 2 here in game number 2, but had a strong game number 1. His first home run of the season came in that matchup. As he swings through this first pitch for strike number 1. This one is going to say caught a piece of his bat, so that's going to be an 0-2 count now for Zagerman. This one upstairs for ball 1. Some movement in the Falcons bullpen now. But Easton Oliver doing a nice job here, as this one is going to be connected on a roller over to third, and unable to glove it cleanly was Miller for the first base runner of the inning, and Reed Benner now at the plate. As head coach for the Falcons coming out, and we're going to see a pitching change here for CU Dub. So while we get the final stat line for Oliver and all the information on the new pitcher, we're going to take a quick break right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, a new arm on the bump for the Falcons in number 36, Nolan Sand. And Reed Benner at the plate for the Cougars with one out. He swings at this pitch, sends it high. Tracking in fair territory right along the line for out number 2. And that's going to bring up a pinch hitter here in Dom Piscotti.
Your attention, please.
Piscotti coming in place of Quentin Guardia.
Number 26, Dom Piscotti.
Piscotti making his second appearance on the season. 1 at-bat. He's still chasing his first collegiate hit. Zagerman over on first. Piscotti at the plate. They're going to check on Zagerman, diving safely back in. This one over top of Piscotti. That ball, a wild pitch, almost took a bounce over the top of the netting after clipping off of Lash's glove. So Zagerman making his way over to second now, as this one is in there for strike one. Piscotti swinging through that one for strike number 2. He connects with this one, sends it foul along left field. This one connected on, sent high. And collected in there for the out. As Ferraro makes his way back out onto the field for the top of the 6th. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Ferraro still dishing for the Cougars. He delivers ball 1 to Caston, but another defensive change here for the Cougars. Now out in left field, number 21, Josiah King. Coming in replacement of Guardia, as Beckert calling for that one for out number 1. And that's going to put Connor Lash behind the plate here for the Falcons. In place of Lash, we're going to see a new hitter coming in a number 26, Brady Coons. So Coons making his first appearance of the day.
Brady Coons. Also listed as a catcher, so I imagine he'll be going in there.
First pitch to Coons in there for strike one. Coons batting .385 on the season. Limited at-bats, 13, as he's making his 7th appearance on the season. As this one is in there for strike two. A quick 0-2 count here. Ferraro getting to work, taking advantage of the first-time hitter here today. The 0-2. Low and away for ball one. This one missing just outside as well. Levels the count at 2 apiece. The 2-2 count. Connected on. Fair territory is going to go right up the right field line all the way to the corner. A dangerous spot. Coons is going to hold at second. Zagerman able to get there as quickly as possible, but a stand-up double in his first at-bat.
Right field.
Jack Anselmo now at the plate for CU Dub. Anselmo 3 for 4 here in game number 2. He was responsible for a home run in the top of the 4th. Really jump-started this aggressive offense from the Falcons, but he's going to let that one go by for ball one. The throw back, trying to catch Coons, not in time. The throw from Ferraro taking a little bounce, keeping it low, but Sperando able to scoop it up. Just not able to get the tag in time. This one gets away from Ferraro a little bit upstairs, makes it a 2-0 count. This one missing yet again. 3-0 count now in favor of Anselmo. First base open with a runner on second. The delivery here, low for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk puts runners on first and second. And another pinch hitter coming in for the Falcons. Number 22, Dylan Hine, coming in replacement of Luke Heinkel.
Your attention, please. Batting for the designated hitter, Heinkel. Number 22, Dylan Hine.
First pitch misses for ball 1. A quick 2-0 count here in favor of Hine. This one connected on, sent foul. Hits the netting above the third base dugout. 2-1 count now. This one low and away for ball 3. Taking a look at some other scores around the NAC today, as Wisconsin Lutheran took the 10-1 non-conference victory over Cornell College. Benedictine took the 4-1 victory over St. Norbert in their conference opener, as this one is going to get down in grass. King able to collect it, get the throw in. The throw heading all the way home, just not in time, is going to allow Coons to score. Anselmo making his way to second, and a single base hit for Hine. $17 for the lead here for the Falcons. As high as this score is for the Falcons, not the highest score in the conference today. Aurora took the Game 1 victory over Lakeland, 27-9. Currently playing game number 2 of that doubleheader, as Miller pops this one up to Beckert for out number 2. Runners hold where they're at, and that's going to put Lesala now at the plate. High-scoring games across the NAC as well. Edgewood taking the Game 1 victory over Illinois Tech 11-5, and then taking the Game 2 victory 19-5. St. Norbert took the Game 2 win over Benedictine 10-4. So a lot of high-scoring games across the conference. Something in the air today, as that one well up and in, almost hitting Lesala. 2-0 count. This one connected. It's going to be problems, as that's dropped in a shallow right field. That's going to allow Anselmo to score. Hines going to hold at third, and now there's runners on the corner bags. 18-4 here in favor of CUW. Aurora currently leading Lakeland in Game 2, 13-6.
Number 11, Cameron Bueno.
MSOE currently leading Dominican 1-0 in the bottom of the second for their second matchup of the day. Lot of conference action, and in addition to conference action, a lot of action here at CUC today, as the conference opener for softball also happening today. Those games concluded a little while ago, also serving as their home opener. Cougars taking on Lakeland University, but falling in both of those matches earlier today. Track and field is on the road at the Lee University Invitational in Cleveland, Tennessee. Still pending results there, as Bueno sits with the 3-0 count, runners on corner bags. Farrar delivers this one low for ball 4. It's going to load the bases up with 2 outs. And the top of the order due up, but head coach Matt Smith coming out to have a discussion, and I imagine that we might see a pitching change. We are going to see a pitching change. So while we get the information on this new arm and the closing stat line for Farrar, we're going to take a quick break on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, new arm on the mound for CUC in number 28, Samuel Behringer.
The batter.
And a new hitter for the Falcons in number 32, Joe Landengraf, as that one is going to fall to the ground and allow Lesala to score. Allow Hine to score. Lesala over on... so Hine and Lesala both going to score. Bueno making his way to third. Behringer sends this one away. It's going to take a thankful bounce off the backstop, rolling right back to Mahler. So taking a look at that final stat line for Ferraro, 1.2 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, 1 strikeout. As Behringer now sits with the 1-1 count here on Wagner. Behringer making his 3rd appearance on the season. 3 total innings pitched coming into today. He's only given up 1 hit. 2 strikeouts and 2 walks in his career thus far. As this one is connected on and sent high into the sky, backtracking all the way at the wall and over onto Division Street. Wagner with a 3-run home run excels them further and further ahead as they lead 23-4. Wagner absolutely juicing that ball over the center field fence. Buckley backtracking against it, but absolutely no hope for it. And the Falcons are exploding. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. They've scored 7 runs so far, and we're going to see another pinch hitter here in Tyler Murray.
Caston, number 34, Tyler Murray.
Behringer staying locked in on the mound for the Cougars. He gets set here. He delivers the first pitch to Murray in there for strike 1. The 0-1 count here. Connected on, fouled off, makes it an 0-2 count. Behringer quickly ahead. The 0-2, low for ball 1. Good movement from Behringer, just dropping low and away. The 1-2. Missing low yet again for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Behringer trying to close this inning out. Falcons picking up 7 runs so far. Nobody on base. The 2-2. Connected on, sent foul. Murray keeping himself alive in this at-bat. Behringer here. This one fouled off yet again. Murray fighting through this at-bat. The 2-2 for Behringer. Outside ball 3. The 3-2. Swung on, fouled off. Good resilience here from Behringer on the mound. And some smart decisions from Murray at the plate, keeping himself alive. 8 pitches thrown so far in this at-bat. This one fouled off yet again. 5 foul balls. This one chopped foul along the third base line yet again. Make that 6 foul balls. The 3-2. Upstairs ball 4. Brady Coons back to bat in this inning. He had a double in his first at-bat earlier in this inning.
Number 26, Brady Coons.
1 runner on base, 2 outs. Behringer here. He delivers. This one's connected on, sent into space. Buckley getting up and underneath it and able to collect it for out number 3. A much-needed final out for the Cougars, but that's going to send this to the bottom of the 6th. CUC trailing 23-4 when we come back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, a lot of substitutions here for the Falcons. Connor Peckham coming in and hitting in place of Owens. He grounded out to third, and then Jeff Becker hit by a pitch here, puts him on base with one out and brings us up to speed with Cam Buckley at the plate here. He lets that one go by for ball number 1, but taking a look around the field now for the Falcons over in right field, is number 28, Jamison Dick. That's going to move Jack Anselmo over into center. Tyler Murray staying in over at first, and Brady Coons staying in behind the plate as Buckley now sits with the 0-2 count. Connor Peckham to start this inning, picking up his first collegiate at-bat as Buckley sends this one into space. That's going to get down in right field. Buckley, he's taking second quickly. That's going to allow Becker to get to third. So runners now on second and third, and Sperando at the plate. Sand is still dishing on the mound for the Falcons. Cougars have some work to do here. But starting things off with 2 runners on base is a great way to do so, as this one misses upstairs for Sperando. The game of baseball is an interesting game because we've seen it happen so far. The Falcons, they were able to tack on 5 runs in the 4th, 8 runs in the 5th, 7 runs in the 6th. And the Cougars, they trail here 23-4, but that could quickly change here with just a little bit of momentum, as the solo home run from Jake Mahler in the bottom of the 5th inning was their first run scored since the bottom of the 1st. But this one, a hard hit ball over to short. Lesala collects it and gets the out, but Beckert is going to score, and Buckley's going to move to third and hand things over to Jake Mahler. 2 outs. Runner on third, and Mahler, who hit a homer in his last at-bat at the plate, as he fouls this one off with the 0-1 count here. Mahler swinging through that one, now sits with the 0-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. This one missing makes it a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nolan Sand getting it done, but the Cougars able to tack on another run here as we head to the top of the 7th, CUC trailing 23-5.
There was one left on base. way.
Back here on the Cougar Sports and Network, leading things off was Anselmo, but quickly erased by a nice grab from Buckley. That's going to put one out onto the board, and Dylan Hine
Number 22, Dylan Hine.
at the plate for the Falcons. The Cougars able to tack on one run in the bottom of the sixth, but still trail with Behringer dishing on the mound. As this one missing just upstairs for ball two. A 2-0 count here for Hine. This one clips that corner of the zone for strike one. Two-one count. In and low for ball three. The 3-1. In there for strike two. Fills this count up 3-2 with one away. Hine picked up an RBI single in his first at-bat of the day. Swing and a miss. Strike number three. Sammy Behringer getting it done, and that puts 2 outs on the board. As that's going to bring another pinch hitter up for...
Batting for the third baseman, Miller, number 28, Jamison Dick.
That's going to bring Dick up to the plate. He sits with the 1-1 count here from Behringer. This one outside for ball two. This one sent high and deep towards left field. That's going to take a bounce at the wall. King able to collect it and get the throw in, but that is going to be a stand-up double for Dick, and that's going to bring Lesala up to the plate.
Shortstop, number 13, Colin Leslau.
First pitch misses for ball one. That one in there for strike one. 2-1 count now. This one, a chopper over towards the third base side, and able to successfully scoop it in foul territory is head coach of the Falcons, Mitch Rogers, making a clean play out of play. 2-2 count here. Behringer delivers. This one away for ball three. And that's going to be a ball for Lesala. And that's going to bring Bueno to the plate now. 2 outs on the board.
Number 11, Cameron Bueno.
This one connected on a slow roller over Beckert, able to secure it and get the out at second. So that is going to send this to the bottom of the 7th. The Cougars need to do some work to stay alive here. We'll be right back on the Cougar Sports Network. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, Brandon Mahler leading things off here, and a new arm on the bump for the Falcons in number 44, Jack Gully. And one of the adjustments that we missed in the last inning in the field for the Falcons, Joe Landgraf going in at third for the Falcons. As Mahler sits with the 2-1 count. Gully sends this one in there for the 2-2 count. Mahler swings at this one, fouls it off, keeping himself alive here. Cougars needing 9 runs in this inning to keep themselves alive. No outs on the board. Mahler lets that one go by for ball 4. And Zagerman now at the plate.
Right fielder number 16, Xavier Zagerman.
One runner on. Zagerman at the plate here. He's 0 for 3 here in game number 2. He sends a chopper up the middle, and that's going to find its way to center field. Mahler's going to hold at second, and one at a time, the Cougars putting them on, and that's going to bring another new hitter up for the Cougars in number 34, Josh Matthew. Matthew making his first appearance on the season for the Cougars here.
Attention, please. Batting for the first baseman.
Matthew, a junior from Northbrook, Illinois.
Number 34, Josh Matthew.
First pitch to Matthew in there for strike number 1. This one is going to be worn off the back of Matthew and load the bases up for Josiah King. King making his first at-bat of the day.
Josiah King.
King swings at the first pitch he sees, sends a skyrocket towards left. Wagner up, and he drops it! That's going to allow Mahler to score, and all base runners to advance. And that's going to bring Connor Peckham back up to the plate for the Cougars.
Batting number 18, Connor Peckham.
This one missing outside for ball 1 for Peckham. Peckham swinging through that one makes this a 1-1 count. This one missing upstairs makes it 2-1. No outs, bases loaded here for the Cougars. They've already put 1 run on the board here in this inning. Goalie delivers this one. Swung on, put into play. The diving attempt, no good for Lesala. Matthew, he's heading home, and he's safely up, and the Cougars tacking the runs on 1 at a time. King moving over to second, and that's going to bring Beckert back to the plate.
Shortstop number 4, Jeff Beckert.
23-8 now. CUC slowly working their way back into this as that is fouled off. Runners on first and second, no outs. The Cougars a third of the way there in terms of what they need to stay alive and keep this game going. As that misses for ball number 1. 1-1 counts here. This one missing inside for ball 2. Beckert hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, still chasing his first hit here in the game. As that one's going to foul off of him, level this count at 2 apiece. Two-two count for Beckert, no outs, runners on first and second. Gully gets set here. He delivers. This one put into play, high into right. Dick coming up and underneath it for the out. That's going to hold the runners where they're at and put the first out on the board and the top of the order for the Cougars.
Center fielder number 23, Cam Buckley.
Buckley 1 for 4 here in the game. He's picked up a double in his last at-bat. 1-0 count here. 1 out, runners on first and second. Buckley swings at this one. It's high into left field. King ready for the tag. Tracking it and able to collect it was Wagner for the out number 2. And that's going to put Richie Sperando now at the plate with 2 outs and 6 runs that still needed to keep this game alive. This one fouled off for a quick 0-1 count. The 0-1, well upstairs, almost knocking Sperando in the head, makes this a 1-1 count. Sperando swinging through this one, a 1-2 count now. Gully 1 strike away here. The 1-2, fouled off. Sperando keeping himself alive here. The 1-2, connected on, sent foul out of play over top of the Falcons dugout. Sperando keeping himself alive here with 2 consecutive foul balls. Still sitting with the 1-2. The 1-2. Fouled off yet again. Sperando, 3 consecutive fouls now. Not ready to go down. Looking to give some new life to the Cougars here. 2 outs, runners on first and second. The 1-2. A chopper over towards third. Assistant coach for the Cougars, Connor Nelson, not able to collect it. Four consecutive fouls now for Sperando. Gully getting put to work in this at-bat. He delivers here. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3. Sperando goes down swinging, leaves 2 on base. And that is going to close out the day. The Cougars able to tack on 3 runs in the bottom half of this inning, but not enough to keep themselves alive here. So that is going to do it for the home opener for the Cougars, as CUC falls 23-8. Cougars will be back in action shortly as they hit the road for their next contest. Continuing with NAC play, they're going to take on Dominican University on Wednesday, March 25th with a 12 and 3 p.m. start time. But that's going to do it for today. The Cougars walking away 0-2 in the NAC, and the Falcons walking away 2-0 in the NAC. But before we sign off, I want to give a huge shout-out to everybody that made today's production possible. Our producers today, Rosemary Brenner and Abby Kulig and Sydney Lloyd. Our photographer today, bouncing between baseball and softball, Abby Dykstra. Our camera operator today, Grace King. Our scoreboard and pitch clock operator, Jalen Franklin. And our in-stadium PA, the Hall of Famer, Jim Egan. I'm Kayla McLeod. Thank you so much for joining us on the Cougar Sports Network here today. Cougar baseball, like I said, on the road. They won't be back home until Tuesday, March 31st, where they host Benedictine University for a 12 and 3 p.m. start time. So until then, Kayla McLeod signing off, and as always, roll Cougs.
So much for tuning in to today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.